The Trump administration, a time of turmoil, chaos, and unprecedented scandals. Now, years later, a new scandal explodes from the remnants of this tumultuous era. Leaked signal messages. These messages, exchanged between high-ranking officials, offer a disturbing glimpse into the inner workings of the Trump White House. They expose reckless decision-making, disregard for security protocols, and a blatant disregard for the law. This is a story about power, secrecy, and the abuse of both. The signal leak, first reported by, sent shockwaves through Washington. It revealed a private chat group used by top Trump administration officials to discuss sensitive matters, including a planned attack on Houthi targets in Yemen. The messages paint a picture of an administration operating in the shadows, circumventing official channels and disregarding established security protocols. This cavalier approach to national security is deeply troubling and raises serious questions about the judgment and competence of those entrusted with power. The leak has reignited the debate about government transparency and accountability. How could such sensitive information be so carelessly handled? What were the motivations behind using an encrypted messaging app for official business? And what does this incident say about the Trump administration's attitude towards the rule of law? These are just some of the questions that demand answers. The signal leak is not just a story about the past. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of our democratic institutions and the importance of holding those in power accountable. It's a wake-up call that should serve as a cautionary tale for future administrations. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more trending videos like this one. The cast of characters in this digital drama is a who's who of Trump-era power players. Vice President J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, all present and accounted for in this exclusive digital club. These weren't just casual chats about golf scores or dinner plans. The messages reveal a deliberate attempt to bypass official channels and conduct sensitive government business in secret. They discussed the planned attack on Houthi targets in Yemen. They talked about weapon systems, timelines, potential casualties. They even celebrated the successful execution of the attack, all within the confines of their private digital club. The nonchalance with which these high-ranking officials discussed matters of war and peace is chilling. There's a sense of detachment, a lack of awareness of the gravity of their actions. It's as if they believe themselves to be above the law, unaccountable for their actions. This arrogance of power is a recurring theme throughout the Trump administration. The signal leak exposes the inner workings of a White House that operated in secrecy, where decisions were made behind closed doors, away from the scrutiny of the public and the press. Let's be clear. The messages weren't just about logistics. They were about strategy, about power, about the flexing of American muscle on the world stage. Vance, ever the pragmatist, voiced concern over the economic fallout. Hegseth, the military hawk, pushed for immediate action, consequences be damned. The messages lay bare the internal struggles at the heart of the Trump administration. They show a White House divided with competing factions vying for influence. This wasn't just about Yemen. It was about who held the reins of power, who had the president's ear. Then the confirmation. The attack was a go. The messages documented the execution, the cold, detached language masking the reality of what was transpiring: drone strikes, explosions, casualties. The celebration, if you could call it that, was swift, clinical. These weren't the actions of statesmen, but of gamblers playing with lives and international relations as if they were chips on a casino table. And the stakes? The stability of the Middle East, the lives of innocent civilians, the reputation of the United States on the world stage. The White House, as expected, went into damage control mode. Denials were issued, explanations offered, fingers pointed. The usual playbook for an administration mired in scandal. The official line? No classified information was compromised. A blatant lie, contradicted by the very content of the messages. The media, to its credit, wasn't buying it. The story exploded, dominating news cycles, sparking outrage and calls for accountability. How could they? What were they thinking? These were the questions on everyone's lips. The leak triggered a firestorm of criticism, not just from the usual suspects in the Democratic Party, but from within the intelligence community itself. Veterans, whistleblowers, former officials, all aghast at the blatant disregard for security protocols. The signal leak wasn't just an embarrassing blunder, it was a national security nightmare. It exposed the vulnerability of government communications, the ease with which sensitive information could be compromised. It underscored the dangers of operating in the shadows, of circumventing established protocols. The fallout from the leak is still unfolding. Investigations are underway, fingers are being pointed, and reputations are being ruined. But beyond the immediate political fallout, the signal leak raises profound questions about the future of government communication, the balance between security and transparency, and the very nature of power in the digital age. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more trending videos like this one.